Bloomberg Ad. Y'all heard about that? Oh, what a mess, huh? So I'm not pushing any politician, right, today? But who all heard the Bloomberg Ad? Amazing. Gretchen, what was your first impression? Oh, coronavirus. I was at the gym, and these two old guys knew each other, and they always shook hands, and so they happened to see each other. And when they got ready to walk, go their separate way, one guy tried to shake his hand. He's like, "No, I ain't shaking your hand." Coronavirus. He wouldn't shake the guy's hand. I'm like, what the? Yes.
So honestly, I heard it, and I didn't even know who Bloomberg was. I didn't realize he was a candidate running for president.
Right.
I had to look him up. So I heard the ad, and I'm like, oh, this Bloomberg's getting advertised, but I didn't know who he was.
Right
So,
on. What do you think about the people's reactions to it?
I feel like it's so divided. Like people are either really upset by it or they're like laughing about it, and that's interesting that everyone's just like so far on one side.
But you weren't affected by it at all?
I mean, I didn't know who he was.
When you thought about it later, what did you think?
I looked him up and I saw that he was like a Democrat running for president, and then I thought it was a little weird that you'd be playing someone on your show who doesn't align with your philosophy.
Right.
So I just thought it was odd.
And you thought kind of odd because of my philosophy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Because of what you talk about on your show, I just felt like it's like goes against, but it doesn't align with what you talk about.
Right.
So I just thought it was odd.
And now that you've had a chance to smoke on it all week, what do you think?
No opinion. It's
No
whatever.
opinion at
Yeah.
all? Oh, okay. What did you think, Ruben? Your first impression?
Just that it's another thing I disagree with you on.
And what did you disagree about concerning that?
Well, that you've built this platform for 30 years and it's made a huge impact in the world, and now it's a platform that is allowing the opposite message to be broadcasted. So just disagree with it, no big deal.
And you thought
It's
we
not
made a
the first
mistake
thing.
by doing it?
Oh yeah,
And
huge.
What was the mistake you thought?
Well, because you've built a platform to promote morality, and so then when you take money to broadcast a message that is against morality, it just feels like a mistake. But again, it's not a big deal.
Okay. Were you surprised at the reaction to it?
No, I mean, I'm more surprised at the people shrugging it off.
But you are?
Yeah, but
Amazing.
yeah.
And-
In other words, I very much expected the backlash.
Right.
People are emotional. You know, like as soon as I saw it, I texted my friends on your crew and was just like, I think this is a horrible decision. But that was it. I just stated my piece and moved on.
Okay.
Was Jesus Christ a capitalist?
All the way. 100%.
You sure you don't want to smoke on it? Just a little.
No, I don't want to smoke on that.
All right. I think
He was such a capitalist. He said, if you don't work, you don't eat.
And what about the Jew?
You
Remember
ain't gonna
he flipped the tables, the Jews counting the money at the temple or whatever. Weren't those guys capitalists too, or?
But they had their temple, they had their money chamber set up at the wrong time in the wrong place, and for the wrong reason.
But they're both capitalists.
Right.
Oh.
But I mean, the people that were selling the stuff.
Yeah, the animals for the sacrifice, and they're collecting the money from the people that needed
You asking me the
blessings.
people that were selling the stuff, were they capitalists?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
So Jesus and them, both capitalists.
Well, Jesus was definitely one. I don't know about them,
Oh, okay.
but I know about Jesus.
All right. That's amazing.
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 For those of us that haven't seen the ad, can you tell us what this is about?
Oh,
We're just sitting here. and
on my radio show, which has nothing to do with the nonprofit, there's a presidential campaign happening this year. We're going to vote in November for the president. And so a lot of ads are happening. Bloomberg contacted my office, and they wanted to know, could they run an ad on my radio show, Bloomberg Ad, because he's buying up air all around, right? And so we negotiated a price, and they agreed to it. And so Wednesday we started playing the Bloomberg Ad. And Bloomberg is a Democrat running against, right now Democrats are running against each other, but eventually whomever they chose will run against the president, the Republican. And so the people upset, some people, about the Bloomberg Ad being played on my radio show.
And you're surprised that they're upset?
Am I surprised? No, I'm not.
Okay, first of all, before they approach you, they do a research what you're about.
Right,
So you're a wrong channel to advertise.
right.
That's one thing. Number two, how do you advertise?
How do I advertise?
How do you advertise Bloomberg?
He called up and bought the airspace.
Yeah, but there's the channels that, it's a marketing, right?
Right.
They target certain places. You're a wrong target. They shouldn't come to you.
They should not.
Yeah, they shouldn't come to you because with
Why
a little
not?
research, well, you stand on the opposite side of this. Your listeners are not going to be interested. What do you have to? What the ad is going to play? You're a wrong channel.
Oh, you surprised he came to me for the ad.
Both. He came to you and you took it.
And why you surprised I took it?
Why do you took it?
Yes. Why you surprised
Are
I
you
took
kidding
it?
me? I'm gonna. What do you want me to do? Drop the mic and walk out of here?
Drop the mic. No, why you surprised I took it?
Why? Because you're preaching one thing, and then allowing advertise another thing. What the? Are you playing jokes on your audience now, or what?
So you think because I'm saying one thing and playing this ad, that should not be?
Yeah.
And why not?
Well, number one.
I'm glad he's getting it fresh. He hasn't heard the ad or heard about it, so we hear
Number
it
one.
firsthand right now.
Number one. All your listeners are gonna reject it.
All the listeners?
Yeah, because
No, not all.
whoever tunes into you, well, unless they're tuning in for different reasons, but
Right, not all.
so you're running an ad saying something about vote for Bloomberg
No, well, they're running the ad, but on my network.
on your network,
Yeah.
and your question is, what's the first reaction? My first reaction is, why would they pick you with enough research? You're a wrong channel to advertise.
I know. Isn't that a good question?
Yeah. No, number two, your listeners are going to see you as a sellout or something.
Right.
It's like, it doesn't make sense, you know?
What part doesn't make sense? That the listeners see me as a sellout?
Both.
that Bloomberg
That
came
they
to me.
picked you, one. Number two, that you took it. It's like a wrong marriage here. Like,
Amazing. I'm going to clear it up in a minute. But I just wanted to hear.
what are you going to
in shock
clear up
right now?
Huh?
You in shock?
I'm not shocked. I'm not offended or nothing. I'm more like it's dumb from them and dumb from you.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay.
One, you're going to lose your audience. Two, he wasted money targeting the wrong crowd.
He wasted money targeting the wrong crowd?
Yeah, well, yeah, if
Well, the
I'm...
money's not wasted, that's for sure.
No, his money is wasted. Okay, if 80%
And
of your
Bloomberg got
listeners...
more money than Trump out
if
here.
80% of your listeners are going to be a pro-Trump, you know? So he wasted all that money to reach audience that don't want to hear anything to do with him. Wrong channel. You're wrong channel to advertise through.
I'm glad you don't work for Bloomberg.
Why?
We wouldn't be getting the money on the ad.
Right, but you're saying like you're like, okay, the money's there. All I have to do is advertise it. He's dumb enough to do it. Bond PR didn't do enough research to say, hey, we're gonna lose people. There's gonna be trust issues with your
So
audience.
we should be careful not to lose people?
No, you're gonna lose trust from your audience.
We should be careful not to lose trust from the audience.
Of course,
Why should we be careful not
because
to lose
everything you stand for, everything you preach now is down the drain.
trust? And for whom? Them or me?
Both of you. He wasted money And
No,
you,
I mean the people that lost their trust.
your audience, yeah, lose trust on
It's down
bond.
the drain for them.
No. Okay, you speak, so you got attention, right?
Right.
Now you're going to lose that attention because they're going to
And
be.
do I want that attention?
Do you want that? Of course.
Why?
You're trying to send out a message.
And what's my message?
What's your message?
Uh-huh.
Are you pro-Trump? Do you want people
What's
to?
your message? I can't tell you who to vote for because we're in church.
I haven't
But
listened.
the radio station is not part of the nonprofit. It's a radio station.
I haven't listened to your show forever, but
Right.
I'm guessing like presidential elections are coming, and you're gonna be you're gonna want people to vote for Trump.
And why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you're pro-Trump and you think he's best for America, and you're sending a message out there. And now when you put Bloomberg ad in your thing, you're gonna confuse your listeners. Like, who is this guy?
Amazing.
Not an amazing at all. I don't get it.
That is really amazing.
And I'm listening. Did you
Yeah,
hear
I'm gonna
Bloomberg?
explain in a minute.
I'm like waiting to see what's going on about this. All this is like, I had no idea you played a Bloomberg ad in
You
your
haven't been
thing.
listening to the show this week, man.
No, I haven't been listening forever, but I
So you can't be mad. You don't even listen to the show.
I don't need to listen. Like,
right.
so you ran an ad saying that thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I'll respond in a minute.
I was surprised when I first heard it for two reasons. One, it was Bloomberg, of course. And then the other was because selling ads is a rare thing on your show. Most commercial people don't want to touch you because you go against the most sacred cow in the country, which is women. And you tell the truth about them. You don't go against them, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You tell the truth about them, and they see that as going against them, and so they don't, most all commercial interests don't want it. So when I first heard the ad, I'm like, wow, an ad. And then,
He was just glad about the ad.
yeah, because I know ads pay money, and
Yeah.
you've always let every freak and good guy on your Fallen State show
You can say that
express
again.
their opinion from
Every slut and every slut maker.
push their books and express their opinion and push their agenda forever.
Yeah.
What's the difference between them doing it for free and this guy wanting to pay you to do it?
Yes.
I'm like, are
That's
you
deep.
kidding me? When I heard the backlash, I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Okay, so, oh, and also, concerning Jesus and the rest of your donors,
Right.
do you think that they're all perfect and that none of them have sin and they're donating to you? Are you going to go out there and ask them, what beliefs do you have? Are you right in line with me before you donate? That is insane,
Yeah.
right?
Amazing.
You probably have a lot of wicked people donating to you.
Interesting.
Yes. And so what's the difference between them donating to you and someone paying you for an ad?
Yeah.
There is no difference.
That's deep.
Yeah.
From the white man. That's why the white folk gotta run the country. So let me just say this because of time. I am so glad. I had no idea Bloomberg would approach us for ads. I'm a little surprised because, as you were saying, they know who I am and where I'm coming from, right? I'm all conservative all the way. And for them to come and pay me to play their ad was a little surprising to me, right? And I am glad that it happened and that the reaction happened, right? Because those people who are reacting to it have not realized that I started Bond not because of making money or anything like that. My thing is I woke up and my mission is to point people back to waking up. You need to wake up, right? Because if you have any iota of anger at all, you're asleep and don't know it. And you're being deceived and don't realize it, right? And so it's abnormal to look at someone else to see the right way to go, meaning how should you vote or not vote, what should you believe or not believe. It's in you to know the truth, right? And so when the people, I've been doing this for 30 years anyway, I don't know, I've always had folks coming and going and disagreeing and agreeing because most people are not born again. They're not going to be born again. They like what they hear, but they have not been spiritually born again. So as the young lady was saying, they are still getting their identity from the person. And it feels good, right? That's why when the person doesn't agree with what they have in their mind, they hate the person. They desert. I mean, they did it to Jesus Christ, and I'm not comparing myself to him at all. Whenever Jesus said one thing that the followers didn't like, they were gone. They're like, what the? You know what I'm saying? They were gone, right? But Jesus didn't care because he was trying to point them back to the source and not to him. And so the people that left, it's no different than what you were saying about family members. When you wake up, they're not going to like you. As long as you agree with them, they like you. But those are not real friends. They don't really see anyway. And my thing is, I'm hoping that the people that overreact to the ad would really examine themselves so that they can see. Because the problem is they cannot see. Otherwise, they would have never reacted to an ad on a radio show. Because think about your daily life. You're around sinners and people that just, some folks work with them, eat lunch with them, buy their clothes, and do everything every day, all in the name of Jesus, right? They're not reacting. They're taking the sinner's money every day. They're not reacting to that. But they have a judgment on Bloomberg. They have a judgment on the sinners. They don't love them. They don't love them. That's why, okay, they don't support us, we don't support them. We do what they do, right? The Christians and the conservatives would go against you too. They won't support you. You know, we talk about being censored on the radio, on YouTube. You know how they censor our stuff? The Christians are no different. As long as you agree with them, they'll have you all over YouTube. But one little deviation, you're out. They are no different than the people that they are accusing because they have not been born again. And those who have been born again, they see that had nothing to do with me. As for, I'm still the same person. My message is still the same. I don't support this guy on the radio or anywhere else. Nothing has changed. But your mind, say you got your mind and you don't realize it. When you heard that ad, say, what the? And you overreacted rather than being still and knowing the truth so that you won't get clouded, you overreacted. Once you overreacted, another one and another one and another one, right? All of a sudden, it's like if I were married and I've been a good husband to my wife, not cheating, home every day at 5, doing all the right thing. And one day I get home at 5:05 and say to my wife, if I had one, why is he late coming home today? And she's like, yeah. The moment she say yes, he got her. So when I do come in and I try to show her, well, nothing, I'm just late, she's not going to believe it. Because her mind, she believed into a lie. And that's what these people, and so that's what happened. These people believed into a lie. And so now they see that lie as being real because they overreact to the idea of this ad being played. And they have a judgment on the liberals and the Democrats and some of the Republicans. It's the same thing. The spirit's the same. But if you were truly born again, because it ain't about me. The message is not about me. I'm pointing you to the source so he can cause you to be born again, that you might wake up. It's a spiritual battle. And that ad has nothing to do with me at all. I'm surprised, as you were saying, I'm surprised they even asked me to play it. I'm so conservative, right? So, like, I don't know where the money came for me to play an ad. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I'm using the money for the good. But it hasn't changed. There were no restriction. They didn't say, oh, you can't say this. Or, will you tone up on this? Nothing made. They just wanted to run the ad. But my message is still the same. But those who have not been born again, they can't see that. And I'm okay with that because they're not truly friends anyway. They'll turn on you just like that. They can't see it. They have an idea of what Christianity should be. And so they're living by those phony ideas of what Christianity is. Well, when you look at their own lives, they're doing the same thing. But in real deal life, right? They're associating with the sinners. They're partying with the sinners. They're working with the sinners. They're buying the sinners' stuff. But they don't see, oh, if I'm so holy, how come I'm buying the sinners' stuff? You must be born again. It ain't about me. so that you can see, so when things do happen, you won't be shocked by it. You have to see it so you don't overreact to it. All right? So you don't and another thing, if you're going to vote for Bloomberg, you're going to vote for him anyway. I don't care. I'm not a mama. I don't want to be all careful what I say and what I do and how I act, because you may end up thinking a different way or voting. I'm not here to protect your mind. You're a protector of your own mind by being born again. I'm not your mind's keeper. That's a new song. I'm not your mind's keeper. God is the one that you're either serving him, he separates you from it. You serve your dad as Satan, he brings you into it. But I'm not responsible. You need to be responsible for your own way of seeing things. You must be born again. That's not my responsibility. So I'm not going to not play an ad because I'm thinking how you may overreact to it or how you may see it. That's dumb. When I started out with Bond, I wasn't thinking, I got to build a crowd of people. I got to raise money. So I'm going to be careful what I say. I remember I was doing a radio show on a Christian radio station some years ago, and somebody called in and asked me if I thought Jesus was God. And this was on a real Christian radio station, right? And I said, no, Jesus is not God. He's the Son of God. All hell broke loose. Literally, all hell broke loose. And it wasn't my first hell. It was like second or third, because I had been banned. I had been banned on another radio station because I was talking about the black people and telling the truth, right? And so the manager of the station came to me in private, and he said, you got to go back on tomorrow and say Jesus God. I'm like, what? He said, you got to go or you can't be on this station. I was like, really? And he said, your show is so popular, we were about to really invest in your show. And if you go back on and say that Jesus is God, we will keep you and we will invest in your show. We will make your show a big deal, right? Because it's so popular. But if you don't say Jesus God, we got to let you go. And I'm like, well, I can't say Jesus God. I'm gone. Because Jesus is not God. And I'm not going to sell down the truth just or alter that truth just to stay on a radio station. But they would have kept me on. They were paying me really good. They were going to make my show really popular. And they told me that. But you got to go back and say, you made a mistake. Jesus is God. But I said I couldn't do it. And so I went back on and told the audience, bye. I'm out of here. And so when you wake up, you're going to see that it's not what you think that it is. Don't make some man your idol. I'm not an idol. And I say that all the time. What you're looking for is inside of you. And if the man should screw up or don't agree with you about it, well, it's not going to move you. You're not going to turn against that person because you haven't made them your God. You know what I'm saying? You got to be born again. And if you came here or on my show, all you're doing is what you did with the last place you left. You made that man your God. And the moment they disagree or do something, your little religious thing you don't agree with, even though you're in a fallen state, you're going to turn. And so when the people that did turn, it just let me know, bye! Because my faith is in God. It's not in the radio. It's not in the friendship. It's not in the familyship. It's not in the person, place, or thing. When you're truly born again, you see things differently. You live differently. Your whole reality changes, and you're in the world and not of it. But if you're not been born again, you're going to still be in the world and of it. And you can tell by your reaction to it, how you see things. Because if those people truly saw where I was coming from and had been born again, when they heard that ad, it would be like what some of you said, no big deal. It's just an ad. And I'm surprised, again, that they came to me to pay the ad. But, and I heard on James' show this morning that somebody think that money is dirty. Is there such a thing as dirty money? Anybody here think that?
You should wash your hands after you touch it.
Well, that's for Corona now. But money is not dirty. Money is just a tool to get things done. It's not. It's the person who uses the money that is corrupt. Not the money. It's just anybody got the money? It's just money. It's just a dollar bill. It has nothing to do with you. It's just like getting in your car or moving into an apartment. It's just a thing that you use. Your relationship has to be with God. It really does. If it's in a person, you will be let down. Because this person that you're worshiping, in your mind, without even realize, you got an idea how they have to act, how they have to say, talk, how they have to be. And if they deviate from what Satan has set you up to believe, you're a goner. It's over with you and that person. So you must be born again, folks. Really. So the thing that was interesting for me is that I was hoping that the people that were overreacting would pause for a moment and notice themselves. It's about knowing yourself. And you overreacted to nothing. It was really nothing. There's really nothing in the world that's that important for you to be overreacting to. Not one thing. Really, not one thing can happen to you or one thing in the world unless you're of the world. Then it is important to you. But you must be born again. Really. You must be born again. You got to be in it, but not of it. And so a lot of people have the wrong impression about the message. They like me, they help me, they like me, but they still miss the message. I'm just Jesse. You know what I'm saying? I still like candy yams, sweet potato pie, and all that good stuff, right? I have to watch me. I'm no different than you, really. Except that, for some reason, he allowed me to see. He won't cause me. And a lot of people woken up, but I'm telling you, you need to check yourself. You can't see. You literally can't see. And that's why you're overreacting. And I know Bud loves us, so it's not personal. When you said that note and said, oh, you guys going to regret it, I don't regret one thing about it. If I lost my life is not about, what do you call those things? Follows or what else what? It's not about any of those things. My purpose in life is to point you back to the source, right? That's in me and in you, the kingdom of heaven within. So if I lost every follower, whatever they are on there, I don't care. It's only for the few that's seeking the message. That's all it's for. I appreciate the folks helping out. That's nice. But I'm not missing one hour of sleep thinking I'm going to lose one follower or one subscriber or whatever they are, right? Because if you don't get the message, we're not friends anyway. We're not serving the same God. We're not brothers, sisters and brothers and sisters in Christ. It's all a fiendship, not a friendship. So I just hope the people that overreacted wake up to themselves, look at themselves and say, why did I overreact to that? Even if Jesse was wrong, why did I overreact to it? Do what you want, of course, but you should never, ever, ever, ever. That's why I'm always saying let it go in one ear and out the other, no matter what it is, no matter who it's from or what it is. Even if you learn how to build a house, don't hold on to that information either. You should neither believe or deny, believe or doubt. Just let it go in one ear and out the other, and it will be revealed to you. And once it's revealed, it's clear. But the moment you believe what you hear, he got you. He got you. That's why you want to become the observer, not to hear. Let it go in one ear and out the other. Don't hold on to anything about anything. We have a teacher in us, but you must be born again, and he will bring all things to your remembrance. You're still living by the voice of Satan, and he's trying to deviate you from the teacher within. But you got to pay attention to yourself, folks. I appreciate all of you, but it ain't about me. I'm pointing you to the source that I do the silent prayer all the time. I am awake, I'm aware, and I have no hatred for anyone. None, zero. You got to see for yourself, folks. But don't hold it against. If people turn on you, it's not personal. They really are doing the best that they can do. They just cannot see. And they don't see, like the people who are carrying on, they can see that nothing changed. The message is the same, the show is the same, Joel's still black. Gerald still from Arkansas, but those people just cannot see. And you can't convince them. I don't want to convince any of you who to vote for, really. Because if I convince you who to vote for, you're voting for them because I said it, but not because you see it yourself. And then when you vote for that person, as soon as that person say or does something that you don't like, agree, that person gone. So many people turn on President Trump. It's amazing. Because he said something or did something that they didn't like. Especially a lot of white guys. Oh, he's not going to shut down the borders. Or he's not going to bring the people home from Afghanistan, right? You shouldn't vote. That's what I said when the president started running. Always have a little space between you and the person so you can see the real deal. You don't get caught up with the person in anything. Have a little space there and observe. And then you won't be disappointed. Because nobody's going to say and do the same thing every day, right? And if your faith is in that person, you won with them, you're going to mess up. But I don't want to convince you to vote for anyone. I'm telling you how I feel about the person, how I see it, and you need to really see for yourself, though. That makes sense? Anybody disagree with that? You disagree with that, Ruben? What do you disagree with that about?
I mean, it feels or seems like selective. You're just being very selective and basically casting a blanket. Anyone who disagrees is not born again.
No, not anyone who disagreed. Those who overreacted, and all of a sudden, I'm a different person, right? They have overreacted.
Well,
where,
okay. So, for instance, you say don't believe what you see or hear.
Right.
But if someone's breaking into my house, not only am I going to believe it, I'm going to act. And
But if
so
that's a good point, man.
It's a flawed logic that seems to be selective so that you can justify what you've chosen to do, and it's fine. Like, it's
If
totally fine. I just
someone-
disagree.
If someone is breaking into your house, don't overreact to the situation.
Correct, but I'm going
And
to
then
believe
you
it and
will see
act
how
on it.
you will see how to.
You don't
then
have
you
to
would-
overreact.
Then you will see how to deal with that issue in the right way. But if the first shock is an overreaction to it, you're going to deal with it in the wrong way.
Yes, but you're still going to believe and act. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to see that there's a danger and a threat and going to act
So
on
you
that.
think that?
And so thus I believe what I see.
So you believe that you should believe what you hear and see?
I think there's a time for it, yes.
There's
And
a
it com-
time to
to believe what I
you
see.
hear
If
with
someone's
your ears.
approaching me with a knife or a gun, I'm going to believe what I see and act accordingly.
So you're saying that there are times when you should believe with your physical ears and eyes what you hear and see?
Yes, 100%.
Amazing. Okay.
Well, can I, one more thing. I mean, if
Do
what
you
you're
believe
s-
that people should overreact to? Oh, let me ask you, do you believe you could be a son of God and still overreact to a situation?
No, I don't think so. I think if you're a son
Why
of
you
God,
don't think so if you believe you should believe what you hear and see?
well, because when it's the time to believe what you hear and see, you'll know because you can see you're a son of God. So
When is there a time to believe in what you hear with your physical ears and eyes?
when it's revealed to you, such as a danger or a threat or an opportunity,
Revealed to you by
so
whom?
positive or negative.
When it's revealed to you by whom?
I mean, I don't get into the spooky spiritual stuff, but you can say
What do you mean by
God.
spooky spiritual stuff?
I
What do you
mean,
mean by that?
Well, because it's reality. As reality is revealed to you, some people like to call it God, so that's one way to put it. It's just,
You
it
don't like
feels
that
a
way?
little spiritual, yeah.
You don't like that way?
Right, I try to avoid getting into the realm of Bible thumping and such.
So you don't believe it's God who revealed all things to you?
Yes, I do. I just think that when it's revealed is enough.
Do
that's
you believe
that's
that
enough
it's
for
God
me.
who revealed all things to you?
Yes.
And do you believe Satan revealed to you too?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And how do you know the difference?
Because it's like you've put it that the truth is in you. God's word's written on your heart. And so when something is revealed, there's a peace about it. You just know that you're seeing what needs to be seen.
So you believe that a person that is overreacting, their first impression is to overreact. Do you believe that's from God or from Satan?
Oh, no, I mean, the overreaction, the word, like that prefix over is where you know you're not seeing clearly. So
What do you mean by-
overreacting means you're not seeing. You're,
What do you mean by I'm not into the spirits of spooky stuff? What does that mean?
oh, I mean, it's just like when you say God reveals it, that doesn't resonate well with me, but when
does
something's
not.
revealed, that does resonate. Like that makes sense.
Oh, so when I say God revealed, that doesn't resonate with you?
I mean, it makes sense because reality is God. So, like the truth, God is truth, right? So yes, God can reveal it. The truth can be revealed.
But what do you mean by it doesn't resonate with you when I say God reveals?
Not you. It's more when I'm speaking, I choose to try to avoid using that Christianese.
And why would you avoid using it?
Maybe it doesn't settle well with me. I don't know. I prefer saying, that truth can be revealed, and that's enough for me.
Okay. I know I see hands, but I can't take them. So in closing, and I just hold your thoughts for next week, and the Lord is willing to create a right, or call into the show. Stay out of your thoughts about all things, all right? Do what you want, but stay out of your thoughts. I'm telling you, and all things will be revealed. God's voice is a voiceless voice. And he doesn't reveal anything in your head talking to you like that. Really. So do what you want, of course. Be aware so when situations come, your first reaction is to be still. It's not to overreact. Because the moment you overreact, your mind is gone. Your daddy got your mind. But if you be still, just wait, it will be revealed. And you'll learn so much from it.
One thing I kind of realized about people that are really good at their craft or their sport is that they're the ones who, even though their lives may be whatever, they're the ones who know how to relax for that moment to do what they got to do. And I also believe that the overreaction is what gets people killed.
Yeah, it is. I've been around 30 years. This is not the first time I've been in a controversy, believe me. All right? And there are people who like, I like Jesse. I really like Jesse. I like the message. I can see, praise the Lord, right? And as soon as something happened, what happened to Jesse? I'm like, I'm just saying, nothing happened. They can't see that nothing changed because they reacted to the first impression, right? Learn to be still, folks, for all things, and you shall know the truth. Don't overreact. And if you're convinced you're right, that's fine. It's not personal, right? But know yourself. Know thyself. So listen, and another thing too, I want you to pay attention to yourself, do what you want. When you listen to this thought, you start to feel like it's personal. You don't feel as comfortable anymore. You feel uncomfortable. You think that, this person is against me, or I don't like this person. That's another sign that you believed into a lie. Because if you had true love and someone disagreed, you're not going to feel anything about it. That person is still the same. But the moment you believe into your head about something, your feeling about that person or those people or that situation will change. All right? And then you blame the person. They're not treating me the same. Or they're acting weird toward me, when it's really you in your head. But when you truly been born again and things go south or your parents change you or whatever, you still love them. You feel nothing personally. You realize they can't see. All right? Super chats real fast, James, or whatever.
Jimmy Morgan, love you, Jesse, for being strong and not afraid of Bloomberg ads. So amazing. There are so many betas complaining they can't see that.
I'm not trying to gather people. I'm trying to point you to the kingdom of heaven. Just know that. So if you want to lead, that's fine, really. My faith is in God. And if he doesn't supply my needs, however he does it, then I'm in trouble. Just know that part, too. It's not I don't care about, it's nice. Thank you for following. Thank you for tweeting. But it's more about the spirit than anything else. Just know that part. All right. Yes, sir.
Jimmy Morgan goes on, they can't see that complaining is the only thing helping Bloomberg. The ad only decreases Bloomberg's cause because it's on JLP's show.
The reason I asked, what made me ask you, should you ever believe what you hear or see? There was a guy called my show on yesterday, I believe, Friday, and he said that he had been in prison 15 years. And why, before he went to prison, he was part of gangs and things like that. And when he went to prison, he was taught about racism and all that crap. And so when he got out, 15 years out, he started listening to my show. So he was listening to the show because he was trying to make a mockery of it. He was trying to put me down. He was trying to disagree and stuff, and he was for a minute. But then one day he realized that I was telling the truth. What I was saying was true, right? And from that, he realized that he believed all this stuff because he heard it. He believed what he heard about gang members, about racism, and about that. So you have to be careful what you hear. That's why I let it go in one and out the other, right? You must be careful what you hear, because what you hear will affect what you see, and you'll believe in it and not know it's true. You have to just be and let it be revealed to you. You are a spirit. You're not this physical body. So do what you want, of course, but let it go. Even if someone is training you and teaching you, don't hold on to that information, because now you got to hold it, and when it's time for a test or something, you try to remember it. But if you just relax and let it go in and out, when it's time for the test, you will remember, because you're not stressed out or anything. You're not trying to remember. But you really have to be careful what you hear, because that guy said, I believe what I heard, not what he saw, but what he heard. All right? So that's why I asked that question. So just be aware of that. Don't forget to do the silent prayer. So when controversy comes, or you're having fights in your relationships or whatever, just calm down. The first thing to be still. That's what Jesus said to the disciple in the boat. They're like, oh, Jesus, we love you. They were out fishing. You're the man. You're our Jew leader. You're from God, right? And like, we love you, Jesus. You're the man. And so Jesus like, all right, I'm going to take a nap. Thank y'all for loving me. And Jesus said, I'm going to take a nap. And so he went to take a nap. And when he went to sleep, the boat started shaking. He was like, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm a Jew leader. Wake up, wake up. We need you, Jesus. And Jesus was like, what the? Why are you guys overreacting? If you would have stayed still, you could have told the wind to be still, and it would have. But because you overreacted, you couldn't do that because you couldn't see. You gotta not overreact. When these people overreacted about this Bloomberg thing, I was like, wow, that's interesting. And they were trying to talk to me about it. I'm like, that is so interesting. And so I didn't react at all, because I wanted to learn from it too, about the people and about myself. And amazing what I realized from that. But I wasn't afraid of losing people or money or any of that stuff. Because my thing is that you should see. I want you to see. I'm pointing you toward that, all right?